For your organisation, how important is it to strengthen a single European market for big science and industry?
Well, for Fusion for Energy, it's really important to be here. Why? Because we have a unique chance to engage with other big science organizations and our suppliers. And I think this is a fantastic opportunity to create a single market. Those people working for all those projects, and in particular for Fusion for Energy, are learning with us. They have new skills coming on board, and the investment we're making through the different contracts we're passing with them is supporting what is already form a single market for all those companies. I do believe in the fact that as Fusion for Energy, we engage with our supply chain and that we make the best use of the public money we're spending. With more than 500 million euros per year in the coming years, Fusion for Energy will keep engaging with the supply chain, and this will keep making sure that all together we learn, we develop, not only for our science organization, for other industries as well. Fusion for Energy, through the investment we're making, created more than 40 spin-offs, 400 new technologies, and with 1,000 of contractors we're working with, and I will be really happy to meet in BSBF, we're paving the future for big science.
FAIR is a universe in the lab. We are a large-scale research infrastructure investing from all the shareholders more than 3.3 billion euro into developing of this research infrastructure. We have a huge supply chain, and we depend and rely on a large supply chain developing all these cutting-edge technologies, and we are working closely in a collaborative mode with all these partners from industry, academic, and of course other research infrastructures. And therefore this market and this collaboration through the Big Science Business Forum is for us vital to keep this supply chain active, to develop it for the current project and also for future extensions, so that we are able to fulfill all the scientific and technology challenges which we have and have an excellent response towards these big topics of the mankind.
The European Space Agency is an international governmental organisation that brings together 23 member states. We have a 17 billion euro budget, and our ministers from our 23 member states set our budget every 3 years. For us, the interaction and the building of capacity across our industry base is critically important to deliver world-class space missions at affordable prices for our European taxpayers. We have built that infrastructure across Europe over the last 50 years, and now my attendance at the Big Science, Big Business Forum really shows all of this ecosystem across Europe, bringing together the big infrastructures, the big facilities. I really believe that Europe is at the pinnacle of a new breakthrough in capacity across our fundamental research base, through our infrastructures, and all the way out to our industry capability at world-leading level for benefit of European citizens.
So SKA Observatory it's a global intergovernmental organization. We have member states across the world, but about 50% of them are European. And European industry provides much of the innovation that is required to make our 2 telescopes, one in South Africa and one in Australia, operational. So we are a new organization. And we have needed to establish the relationships with industry from scratch. So the BSBF, an emerging common market for industry, the relationships with other organizations have been very important for us to establish those connections and to get the innovation, the hardware, the new systems, the new components that we need for a brand new research infrastructure. So I would say these connections are very important. We've been to every BSBF, all 3 of the BSBFs, and we intend to be here in the future because we think this is a very important connection.
So for CERN, we have a very large market. We work with many suppliers for a whole range of activities, from low technology to the highest technology that is available today. What is really important for us is to share that knowledge and to share the access to industry across CERN, but also with the other big science organizations, so that industry can easily find out what are the needs of CERN, and they can bring their expertise and their commercial skills to us.
So for European XFEL, it's crucial to strengthen the market, to extend our network with collaborations, with partnerships in industry, and with all the potential partners we find here at the Big Science Business Forum. So we won't be a successful facility for the future, and we cannot keep the competitiveness in Europe and worldwide if we do not have strong partnerships which we can build and extend here.
So ILL is a long-standing major actor in this landscape and network of European research infrastructures, but we're one of the smaller facilities. We have an annual budget of about 100 million euros. Half of that is a procurement budget. And that means that we need other partners to ensure that critical components that we need industry suppliers for, that those industry suppliers also have opportunities with similar facilities to us. And so we need to look for those common areas of activity and needs, and we need to communicate that to industry, and we need to work together on the infrastructure side and then with industry to ensure that all of that fits together in a coherent way, and that we can have a competitive production of components for our facilities, but one that satisfies the needs of several industry players. If there's competitivity, there has to be several actors on the industry side, but also, as I say, as smaller facilities, several facilities working together to ensure that capacity and continuity of market for the industry partners.
Well, I think it's important because being funded by taxpayers' money, we have to make sure that everything we do is done in the most economic way. So if we have a tool that allows us to have procurement, a supply chain that is more efficient, and therefore we get the services at a lower price, then we can spend more money on our real task, which is the science that we are supposed to do.
Okay, I think there is a very clear way, which would be having some kind of a portal where, all the, organizations could put their calls for tenders and then, raise the awareness of the needs within industries.
We are an organization who builds and operates very large telescopes on the ground. We rely on our collaboration, our partnership with industries all across Europe, preferentially, also sometimes outside Europe. And this is super important for us to keep this engagement. We need to know what the future plans of the companies are, so we can develop together the technologies that do not exist today and that we will need for our adventures in the future. We build prototypes, things that have never been built before, that requires really a very close engagement with companies. Therefore, very happy to develop these partnerships with European industry.